You may wonder what has happened to the mold disclosure and why it is no longer available. From time to time, the Illinois Realtors reviews its forms and may remove forms when they are no longer appropriate. The Illinois Realtors legal team reviewed the mold disclosure and felt it is no longer appropriate to offer this form for the following reasons. First off, there is no statutory requirement for anyone to supply such a form in real estate transactions. In other words, unlike the lead-based paint form, Residential Real Property Disclosure Report, and the Radon Disclosure, which are all forms required by law, there are no federal or Illinois laws regarding mold disclosure. Secondly, science so far has not provided any acceptable or unacceptable levels for the presence of mold, and there are no measurable standards, unlike levels of radon, for instance. So, although a test may show mold is present, its type and its spore count, there are no standards that are determined acceptable or unacceptable. Lastly, in addition, if mold is present in a property, this is an indication of an underlying defect involving water or some type of moisture that needs to be corrected in order to stem the growth and the presence of mold. These issues are often material defects. Therefore, the property owner would be obligated to disclose the underlying defect if the owner has actual knowledge, or the owner will need to repair the causal problem as well as remediating the presence of the mold. Therefore, it was determined a mold disclosure or notice introduces ambiguity into the transaction and should not be provided to members. The question has been raised whether a seller could be required to sign the previously provided mold disclosure or a similar company-provided form under company policy. The simple answer is this would not be advisable. By requiring a seller to fill out a disclosure or notice that is not required by law, the broker could be deemed engaging in the unauthorized practice of law. If sellers ask if they should disclose the presence of mold or results of any testing, they should be referred to their attorney. Any language for attorney-advised disclosure should be provided by the sellers or their attorney and not by the agent or the brokerage. Finally, there have been some lenders requesting a copy of the mold disclosure. When this happens, it's best to inform them that there are no laws requiring the disclosure. Often, this is enough to quell the request. If the lender still persists, refer the request to the seller's attorney along with any form the lender is requesting. Brokers should not interpret the form for the seller nor advise them whether or not or how the form should be filled out. If you have additional questions, you can refer to the November 2016 DR Legal News at illinoisrealtor.org or epa.gov/mold. Thanks for watching this edition of Broker Lawyer Briefs.